There's going to be a video going over recent changes that are going to affect live, and then I'm going to go over the 12.1 PTR changes that are coming. Sentinel CDM is looking really good going into 12.1 with the aura changes. It's allowed me to simplify the UI and make it more user friendly. I'm always trying to make it as user friendly as I can. If you have any suggestions, feel free to join the Discord if something seems like it could be made more obvious, but I try to go out of my way to make it pretty simple. But yeah, for the live changes, the first one I'm going to go over is ability settings. So this is going to apply to essential utility, custom, and cursor. So it's going to look just like before, but if you go under your glow section, let me actually change specs real quick and I can show you. All right, I switched specs so I can show you. So under the glow settings, there's going to be a new section for each ability, and it's going to be called buff triggers. And it's going to allow you to glow an icon based on whether a spell's buff is active or missing. So you're going to get a drop down with all the auras that you can select from. And on PTR or 12.1, when it goes live, you'll get trinkets as well. But on live, you won't have trinkets. You'll just have your normal auras. So let's say for Survival Sentinel, I want to set up Sentinel's Mark on Wildfire Bomb. So now I get a different preview for trigger, and it adds it here. I can select buff active or missing. I can have it in combat only. And then, you have your normal glows that you can set up. And that's done. It's that easy, right? And when you close it, it goes back to the ready or the proc. When you open it, it changes the preview to that trigger. You can add multiple triggers. There's a hierarchy system. So there'll be up or down arrows, and you just set the hierarchy in what you want to see first. So only one glow can show at a time. So if you want to see one glow over another first, you would put it at the top of the list and then use a hierarchy system for anything you add after that. So now when I get in combat, when I get a Sentinel's Mark buff, it'll start glowing my Wildfire Bomb. It'll be blue instead of red now. So I have Sentinel's Mark. Now it's glowing blue. So anytime I get that Sentinel's Mark buff, it'll glow the icon just like that. And then once the buff is gone, it goes back to its normal ready state glow. And this is going to apply, like I said, to essential utility, custom, and cursor. So if you just click on anything, go to glow, buff triggers. Now the other thing that's been added is I applied the same thing to ability bars. So I'm going to switch specs again so I can show it better. All right, so I'm back. I switched to pack leader to show this better. So under abilities bars, you can now open the section like normal, but after the bar appearance section, you're going to have buff colors, and it'll be the same thing. You can add a trigger. So let's say I want my kill command bar. You change colors based on what beast proc I have. So if I have the boar, I can select the boar, change the color, can have in combat only or leave it. Then I can add another one. Let's say I want to add the bear. Let's say I want to make this one red. And then I can add the wyvern and make this one green. And like I said, this changes the hierarchy based on which one you want to see when it's active, if you have multiple that are overlapping. So now when I get a beast summon from Hollow the Pack Leader, my kill command bar color will change. So this will just take a second once this counts down. And as you can see, it's green, that means it's wyvern. So it summoned the wyvern. Let's force another. Now it's yellow, that means boar. And then when it turns red, that's the bear. You can change it however you want. If you want to have it change color with a trinket proc, once 12.1 releases, that's all live right now. It's in the 1.1.14 build. As you can see here, to remove it, you just click the X, it'll remove it. I'm probably going to put a warning on there because right now it just removes without warning. So if you accidentally mean to hit this and you hit X, it's just going to remove it. So that would kind of suck. So I'll probably have the pop-up warning. So yeah, that's what recently got added in 1.1.14. And next I will go over the 12.1 specific changes. All right, for the 12.1 specific changes that are coming, due to the new Aura APIs that Blizzard added, I've been able to simplify the CDM for the bars and the duration bars. So what that means is if I open the Blizzard CDM, it used to be that anything you put in bars had to be in tracked bars, and anything you put in duration bars also had to be in tracked bars. That's no longer the case. The bars and the duration bars operate independent of the Blizzard CDM. So it doesn't need to be in any section. It can even be in not displayed, and it's still going to work. This allowed me to simplify the pages, so it no longer needs to tell you all the information about where things need to be. It doesn't need multiple rails telling you what's in track buffs, what's in track bars. I left duration bars just so when you're on this page, you can see what you already have added as a duration bar, but you can still add both. You can have it as a duration bar and as a regular bar. It'll track both fine. Trinkets have been added to the bars, and trinkets have also been added to the duration bars for the 12.1, so you can track those. Oh, one thing I didn't go over, I forgot, is for ability bars, it no longer has a drag and drop because you could only drag and drop from your spellbook anyway. So now it just pulls all your abilities straight from the spellbook, allowing you to easily just add it from the menu instead of having to open your spellbook and drag and drop, drag and drop. Now you can just easily add things right from here. So that's quality of life change there. Same thing for custom containers. Now the custom pool is kind of just meant for items that aren't going to be in your spell book, consumables, things like that. You can add trinkets here, stuff like that, same thing. And if you go to the bar's actual page, it now also lists your spell book. So you no longer have to drag and drop from your spell book every time you want something. It just automatically populates right here. You click it, you add it, simple as that. But back to this. So now you just have one unified CDM rail, a duration bar, and a trinket. You just click to add as many as you want. If it's a buff, it'll track it as a buff. If it's a debuff on the target, it'll track that, so it'll know the difference and automatically separate them. Duration bars, same thing. It no longer needs a section, so now it's just bars, totems, or what the game considers totems. Shamans will still get their pre-populated list of totems and trinkets. So this also does not need to be in a section. So you can just add them as you please and they'll track just fine. So trinkets, anything you want to track, just add it, tracks just fine. Now for the auras, these in particular, I left as having to be in the track buff section. I did that because they're tied to ability settings, visibility, glow, overlay, text, and sound. So because of that, I left that as the one thing that still needs to be tracked in the Blizzard CDM. But that also means you can just put everything in track buffs because everything else operates independent. And the only thing that Auras needs is it to be in track buffs. You can just slam everything in track buffs and forget about it. All right, for custom auras is another new feature for 12.1. If you want to set up a custom container or bar group to track custom auras, you can do that. You just need to know the correct spell ID. So let's say I want to track Mongoose Fury. Add a new container. It's going to create the container. It's want to unlock the frame. It's right here, custom container 1. So let me put that over here. If you right click, you're going to be able to set the options for it. So this is a buff. So Mongoose Fury is a buff. So I put player buff. I can use this to add the container, delete the aura. If I go to the buff section, let's say I want to add something that's a target debuff. So I would get the spell ID. So 269747. I can add that. Right click it. This is going to be a target debuff. So now I can add both of these. It's going to have all the same options. So now if I go into combat and I use Mongoose Fury, it's going to track. If I use Wildfire Bomb, it'll track that. It's just a way to track custom auras. If you want, you can delete the current container. And yeah, that's basically custom auras. Like I said, you can do it as bars too, so you can add any bar group. And yeah, that's about it for what's new and what's coming in 12.1.